Well, the journey was Denzel talked to me and said he wanted me to direct Ma Rainey, and so I said, "Okay, well, let's dive in." And I had so I didn't. It really wasn't. I didn't have to work out. Oh, it was a play and now it's a film. I just played a little game in my head and just pretended it was always intended to be a film. And so I approached the text that way, and I started digging in and thinking about it and talking to Ruben, and then certain images started, and then certain image, and I did a bunch of research about Ma. I'd known a lot about Chicago in the 20s, and I knew certain dynamics that had occurred inside the city racially. So I knew I wanted to deal with that. The play was set in the winter. I wanted to set it in the summer because I think living in New York City and in any urban landscape, in the summer, the heat is just compounds and overwhelms you. And so I wanted to create as many externals as I possibly could that would be a force that was driving these characters to confront the dynamics that, say, in a safer, more expansive environment, they wouldn't confront. And also I was in love with the fact that Ma Rainey didn't like being up north. So I thought that was a fun opportunity to explore what about the South that she loved. And so this whole opening, for lack of better words, prologue of these two guys running, I wanted to play around with the imagery because from movies, from all sorts of movies, if you see two Black men running, you assume they're running from something. And I wanted to flip that and show that they were running towards something, so that therefore it instantly isn't what you expect or what you think so that therefore it would help to make you vulnerable to what you're watching. So you had to watch it to really understand, as opposed to falling into any cliche thought processes that you might be bringing to the equation. So I was interested in playing with that, just in terms of audiences. And also I was really fascinated in exploring the city of Chicago. And there were just certain clues. August wrote that Levy is obsessed with this door. And I just went, well, what the hell is on the other side of the door? And I went, nothing, and that's one of the promises that, if he can just get through that door at that moment where he needs to, it might be an escape. And he gets through that door to find out there isn't an escape. So just these images just were springing up from me the more I dug inside of the text. It was very interesting. All the actors. I had worked with Michael Potts. I knew all of them. I didn't know Sylvester and the woman Sylvester and Dusty May. Those I didn't know them, but I knew basically everybody else. As actors, and so I engaged them and asked them to be a part of it. And then they set out, and the band set out to learn how to master playing their instruments. And they had tutors, and they worked really hard on that. And Michael Potts, evidently, Branford said Michael Potts showed up knowing how to play the bass because he had figured it all out. And then we had a 2-week rehearsal period, which was intensely, intensely valuable, because that's where I think the ensemble-like nature of the actors and the ensemble-like nature of the band and the band got formed and cemented, because they worked so closely together and so intensely during this 2-week period of time, so that by the time we started filming, they were very comfortable with them. I had evolved a way of talking to them individually, and I feel we had sort of become this unit. And so as a result of it, I think there was a sense of command and safety that they had, not just because of their talent, but because they felt very comfortable with each other, and I believe comfortable with me.